Hi, it's Colleen. Today I'm going to share a practice with you for people who play golf. When you play golf, you have a repeated swing motion that affects the shoulder, the hip, and the spine, all on one side, which often creates asymmetries. So we're going to work on a little bit of balance, and we're going to focus on flexibility and mindfulness to help reduce stress and get your game back on track. So get yourself onto a mat and let's begin. The first thing I want you to do is sit up nice and tall, focus on your spine, bring the crown of your head to reach for the sky. Stay with a mindfulness practice. Bring yourself to a vision of your favorite golf hole, something peaceful. Let your head roll gently around on your shoulders. Roll your shoulders up, back, down, and back again. Gently reach your arms forward and walk over your legs. Bring the crown of your head down. Walk your hands back and gently twist by walking your hands behind you, bringing your gaze over your back shoulder, but keeping yourself tall and keeping your shoulders down. Gaze back over your back shoulder, and then get the other side. Come back through center, and let's begin focusing on our breath, which we'll always need to do, especially during yoga. Inhale and exhale. This time, take a deeper inhale. Big breath in and a big breath out. And one more time. Big, deep breath in and a big breath out. Because we use our hips so much when we play golf, let's bring some stretches into our hips before we even continue this practice. So if you can, pull your ankles apart on either side and stack your knees in front of you. So you're going to feel this in your hips. Make sure that your glutes are still glued down to the mat. Keep your spine nice and tall. And if you have to, press your hips down onto the mat. You're going to feel a big stretch right here in your lower back and your hips. Hopefully this doesn't hurt your knees at all. It shouldn't feel it at all in your knees. Maybe curl a little bit over. It's going to be a big feeling down the lower back into your glutes. Gently come back up. Maybe do this a few times. This is an even stretching. Unlike golf, where you're just working one side over and over, then let's switch legs. So the other knee is up on top, sitting up nice and straight, rooting your hips and your glutes down into the mat, maybe holding on to your ankles. Back is strong, nice and straight, crown of the head reaching forward to the sky, and then curl over. Very slowly and gently, not a quick motion at all. This is really deep rooted muscles. Beautiful. All right, come on back, swing your leg around, and come on up onto all fours, meaning knees and hands, for a tabletop position. Now, as we said, the spine and your spine health really affect your golf game. So let's do a little spine work here, looking down at your mat, hips right over your knees, wrists right under your shoulder blades. Gazing down at your mat, inhale, look up, there's your cow pose. Exhale, bring your gaze to your belly, press your back to the ceiling. Let's do two more. Linking your movement with your breath, inhaling, look up. Exhale, look at your belly. One more big inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your gaze back to your belly. Then bring your gaze right back down to the mat right between your hands. Reach your right arm forward and your left heel and left leg straight out to the back. So here's a balancing move. Your knee on your right, the tips of your right toes are helping you balance. The fingertips on your left hand are holding you. Your right hand is not just flopping your wide open fingers, reaching to the front, heel, flexed foot to the back. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Bend your left elbow and reach your right arm up. Lay back. Feel that twist in your spine. You feel it in your hip. Hold it here for a full breath. As you exhale, thread it under. Let your right shoulder come down to the mat. Take your left cheek, melt it into the mat. Take your left arm up, flip it, and take the back of your hand and rest it on your lower back. So this whole focus, your mind should be right now thinking about how your shoulders melting into the mat, how you've got a beautiful twist in your spine, your head is relaxed, there's no tension in your face. Smile and frown, let it all go. Stay here for one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Take your hand, press it into the mat. Come on back up to tabletop. Let's do another cow-cat series just before we get the other side. So inhale, look up. Exhale, gaze at your belly for cat. Press your back to the sky. Let your head curl so your chin comes all the way to your chest. Then come on back to neutral spine, gazing at your mat. This time your left hand goes forward, thumb to the sky, right heel to the back. Just reach, 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 get nice and long. Use your right fingertips to help you balance and the tops of your left toes. Stay here for a full breath. Exhale, just bring your left knee down, bend your right elbow, and then take your left arm up. Rotate your whole rib cage up to the sky. Bring your gaze up too. This is a big spinal twist. Then thread your left arm under your right. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Right hand up. Rest the back of your right hand on your lower back and stay there for 2 to 3 full breaths. Melt that left shoulder right into the mat. Asymmetries. We're getting both sides. One side might feel a little tighter than the other, especially if you've been on the course all day. Make your way back to tabletop. Let's do one more cat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look at your belly. Curl your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog, pedal it out. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Right foot steps forward, left foot steps forward, and just hang. Feel the stretch up and down the backs of your legs. You're gonna feel it all the way up and down both legs, little micro bend in your knees, but the whole upper torso is just flopped. Nod your head again, yes, shake it no. Now maybe sway side to side. And so slowly roll up, curling your back like we did with cat. Coming up so slowly, stacking all that spine that's held you up and helped you swing all day. Shoulders up, back, and down. Tadasana, mountain pose. Big inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up. Have your right hand grab your left wrist and pull it over. This crescent moon move is twisting your spine to the side, but it's also pulling and stretching your whole left side body. So stay here for an extra breath. And an exhale, come on back up. Gently go to the other side. Go ahead and use your hand to pull your wrist, maybe extending, intensifying that side body stretch on the right now. Feeling it all the way from the tips of your fingers down to your right hip. Come on back. Cactus your elbows out. Open your hands. Open and close your hands. You've been grasping a club, wearing a glove. Fingers get tired. Maybe because you're only wearing it on one hand. So use both hands. We're getting both hands. Elbows go back. Press your shoulders back. Let your head go all the way back. Open up your mouth. Just let it all out. Ah. Then float your arms down to your sides. Okay, we're going to twist the spine again in a crescent moon move, but this time our arms are going to stay down. So take your right fingers, wiggle them a little bit, and then just slowly let your fingers float down. So your left shoulder's coming up, you're twisting, focus on just the twist of the spine. And you're just reaching for the ground. You're gonna feel it in your left hip. Then so slowly come back up and wiggle your left fingers as you reach for the floor. Twisting your spine is the only reach you're doing. You're not hinging forward. Come on back through center. Beautiful. All right, let's get back down and get some more hip movements. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Put your hands on the mat and step it back into plank. We're not chaturanga, no chaturangas with this practice. We're really just focusing on what we need for a beautiful, strong golf game. So up to downward facing dog, step your right foot forward and your left knee down. Low lunge. So the hips get really tight when we're playing golf. So take your right foot and walk it to the far right of your mat, maybe even off your mat. And then bring both hands down. So your right knee is out off the mat. Take your right hand and gently open it up. I'll turn it this way. So open it up so that your right foot is laying on the pinky side. So you just like checking what's on the bottom of my foot. But you're pressing your right knee away. You're gonna feel it in your hip in a different place. Let this open feeling stay with you for 2 breaths. Then let your foot come back down. Toe heel your foot back to the center between your hands, and then hinge backwards. Straighten your right knee. You can keep your fingers on the mat. Let your right toes come up. Ooh, you're gonna feel that up and down the back of your right leg. Point your toes, flex your toes. Point your toes, flex your toes. Come on back. We're just switching sides. So your hands come to the mat, curl your left toes, lift your left leg. Your knee is straight on the left. Step it back into plank. Left foot comes forward. Right knee comes down. Come on up to low lunge. Toe heel. Your left foot off, wide to the left. Lay it on its side so that the pinky side of your foot is digging into the floor. Hands come down. Really use your left hand to just gently guide your knee away so that you're feeling this opening in the hip. You've got your feeling it in your leg. You're not feeling it in the knee. There should be no pain. It's just a hip opener. Then toe heel your foot back to center. Framing your foot. Curl your right toes. Lift your right knee and step it forward for a forward fold. Beautiful. Roll it up nice and slow. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Okay, just do a little bit more and we'll send you to the course. What we need to do next is really opening up the chest and the shoulders. So I'm going to do with you an eagle pose. So it is also a balancing pose. What you're going to do is take your left arm and wrap it underneath your right, kind of tie your arms up, curl your back, and really pull your shoulders forward. This is a shoulder stretch, but you're also going to add a little balance. So we took the left arm under, so we're going to now do the left leg over. So take your left leg over and squeeze your thighs. Squeeze everything together. Bring your knees or your elbows down to meet your knees. You're balancing on one foot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your hips are feeling it. You're feeling it in your shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale, untie the whole thing and come on back up. Exhale, bring your arms down. All right, this time we're going to take the right arm under. So take your right arm underneath your left, curl your back like cat, and then your right leg goes over. So take your right leg over, but just opposite side of the other way. Bring your elbows down, curl your back, bring your elbows down to your knees, squeezing, squeezing, balance, and strength all in one. Big squeeze, inhale, exhale, untie, and stand up. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to the ground. So we've gotten the shoulders, the spine, we've twisted the hips. Come on down onto a seated position with the left leg straight and the right knee bent. You're going to sit up straight, take the left arm on the outside, take your right hand behind your back, and gently twist. We twisted gently when we first started. This one's a little more intense. Release that, straighten it, bend your left knee, take your left hand by your lower back and your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Open up your hand and gaze over your back shoulder. And make sure your foot, this extended foot, the right foot is also flexed. I don't know if you can see that. Release that and come on down to a laying position. Windshield wiper your knees to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. And our last stretchy move for people who enjoy golf is the supine stretch. Left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Hug it in. Take it across to the left. Reach your right arm out. Try to keep your right shoulder on the mat and gaze to the right. Stay here for 3 full breaths. This is a very intense pose. You can control it. I mean, maybe your knee doesn't come all the way down. Maybe it stays up. Maybe you hug it closer to your belly. Whatever works to twist your spine, wringing it out and strengthening all the muscles that support your spine. Take a breath here, your last breath, and come on to your back. Give yourself a half happy baby. Take your right hand, hold the outside, the pinky part of your right foot, and just pull it down into your armpit kind of. So you're opening up the hip, you're stretching the muscles on the backs of your leg. It's a beautiful pose. Then let's switch. Left knee comes in, hug it in nice and tight, and then bring it across your body to the right. Take your left shoulder, recheck it. Check in with your left shoulder, keep it on the mat, straighten it out, then take your gaze and look to the left. So the tip of your head to the tip of your spine is all twisting in different directions, giving lots of squeezes and strength to all these muscles around your vertebra. Come to your back after several breaths for half happy baby on the left, holding the outside, pinky side of your left foot. Pull it down, opening up the hip. Then let both legs come down. Melt your shoulders into the mat. Open your hands wide and let yourself just be. Imagine that beautiful course waiting for you. You've worked your muscles, you've worked your balance, you've worked your mindfulness. Stay focused when you get out there. Mindfulness will help your game as well. Be in your spot where you are. Live in that moment and you'll enjoy your game. Have a great day. Hit 'em straight. Thanks for watching.